Keeping it right, keeping it. Why is your engine cling film, mate? Where are we?
It's cling film because it's stripped apart. Precious metals. Old 90s scrap, basically.
Tell us what you got.
Yeah, so this is a R33 RB25 engine. 2.5 litre straight six.
Wait, it's not a BMW engine?
It's not a Beamer engine. this is what I'm about.
Is this the first engine on the channel which isn't a BMW channel?
No, not at all, mate. Rover.
Oh yeah, great improvement.
But this place,
great improvement.
we're in Jack's shed from Japan.
It doesn't look like much right now. Maybe it never has, I don't know. But yeah, there's quite a lot to come.
Alright, so you got a scrap Sbody.
Scrap pulls a premium now.
Yeah, how long have you had this thing?
Yeah, so I've had this for 5 years and it's sat on my driveway for 5 years.
What is it for people who don't know?
Yeah, it's a 93 180SX, imported from Japan because it's a 180SX.
JDM,
Has it been on the UK roads before?
Yes, I think it was imported in 08. It's been through a couple owners since then, I think. The previous owner, he pulled the SR out and he wanted to V8 swap it and gave up halfway, so that's where I took the shell from him, and it sat for 5 years. Yeah, I got a hold of this lump.
Stagia.
So I think technically this one is out of a Stagia.
So how do you pronounce that stuff, man?
Stagia. Shift the future.
Nissan Stagia. Let us know what it is. 4-wheel drive block RB. I don't know if there's any differences other than how the sump bolts on. Probably very marginal if there is any differences.
Why have you stripped it down?
I went to drain the oil and there was a lot of swarf on the plug, which is
That's what they're for though, they're magnetic, so they're supposed to attract all the shit. Like, that should really be all of it, you know what I mean? You don't think?
There still shouldn't be metal floating about in your oil.
No, there shouldn't at all. What this is, 6-pot, 2.5 litre or 3 litre.
Yeah.
I thought there was something different on the block.
2.5 litre turbo, everybody. George just rudely interrupted us.
I thought there was something different on the block, not just the sun.
What? Nah, check it
I
out.
thought the block was made.
George's cowboy styling today as well. Jack was mentioning earlier he's got a leaky sump because he's got a drive shaft running through it or something and a diff.
What?
Yeah.
Four-wheel drive, wasn't
It's been welded there, you see that?
I can see that.
So it was a 4-wheel drive block, 4-wheel drive car, 4-wheel drive sump.
Is that a 34 Ford or is that what they call estate? Is that what they call
People
that?
put 34
Yes.
front ends on them.
Right,
I think
okay.
they're the same
very easy
underneath.
fit.
They're the same underneath already, aren't they?
Very similar.
Or a different
I
body
think.
panel.
You going for any uprated goodies? I mean, is this all the standard
Any.
crank and camshafts and all that?
Yeah,
What's
that's
that yellow one? Is that part of the car?
yellow one?
Is that part of the car?
Bit of jam and sausage.
That's actually way further than I thought. Kinda hurt.
There's a lot of stuff. I've basically spent the past 4 years probably gathering parts for that car. The engine came in another S13 that I broke apart. Yeah, I got a lot of parts stocked up, sitting under my bed waiting.
Under your bed?
Under my bed waiting.
monster under
I've
your bed,
I've
mate.
run out of room. I've literally have no room left.
You got a good
It's
tooth.
pretty chocker in here, mate.
So what have you done to this so far? Nada.
I've basically stripped it. After pulling the oil, I've decided to check the bearings on the crank, which they don't look that bad, but I'm not happy with the swarf. So going to clean the galleries out, get the crank checked out, put it back in.
With new bearings or
Yeah, I'll put new bearings in it.
ARP, stud kit and all that?
No studs for now, nothing too crazy. We're doing a common collar mod on the crank so that there's better engagement on the oil pump, because that's like the worst problem with RBs. Oil pumps exploding.
Oil starvation and that.
See pictures here. We'll show you. Yeah, they're very common for oil problems, so there's a few of those things to figure out. Nice big turbo on it, nice manifolds.
How much power do they make? Factory?
Standard, yeah, they're 280, the old Japanese agreement, but I think a lot of the time they end up making around 300 when dynoed, roughly. I'm putting a G3660 on it, so
Numbers.
Whoa, a
and letters,
G3660?
yeah, if you don't know what that is,
I
look
want
it
one of them for
up.
Christmas.
We all look like absolute idiots apart from him right now.
Turbo.
It is a turbo.
Big
It's a turbo, man.
It is a
Shanghai's really
turbo.
boy.
I've spent a lot of money. I'm hoping for around 500 horsepower out of it, which in a chassis like this
Which probably weighs nothing.
It's kind of silly to
The
be honest.
thing's gonna be bending like a sausage.
Yeah,
What's like
what's
a
the
squidgy
actual...
tomato.
It's held together with
What's the
mastic.
chassis like? Is it
It's
rusty,
alright.
or is
It's not bad. Like for a 180, it's pretty
I
standard.
can't see any holes in it right now.
Yeah.
From this angle, I can't really see anything. But...
It's quite a good angle.
I'll get the light out
I can't
underneath.
see anything.
It does get quite wet in here.
Yes.
I'm surprised you haven't wrapped that in clean.
Mate, I'm
You
stood next to this and I'm wet.
You said this is asbestos.
Yeah, we're living under asbestos too.
Oh,
So
mate.
we're literally sacrificing our lives to bring you this amazing content. That's what I'm saying.
Literally, it's not good.
Take us round, mate.
Mate, that's a roof spoiler for a reason. That's catching all the rain coming into the ground.
4.
Yeah, go on, show us your
mate.
chassis.
That's what's this say.
Oh, show me your chassis. Get out of the way, mate.
We have some fancy seats.
Yeah, it is f***ing clean, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? It's a bit crusty here. You've got a little plate from Japan.
Japan!
It says RPS 13. I'm really confused by all these engine numbers. All the chassis numbers, to be fair.
What do you mean?
Because this was obviously an S13 and Jack's was a PS13, but it's more, it's more than that. This is an RPS 13.
Yeah.
And an RS 13.
Yeah.
And a PS 13. And
There's a lot in there.
an RPS 13 as well.
And an ES 30.
Jesus wept, man.
Yo. How much mould is there in there?
We've got 0 mould. I made sure to clean the seats before putting them in here.
Wait, it's got full interior in it.
Yeah, of course.
Oi.
Well, I say full. You can see a few things missing, but they're there.
I love how you say full when like it's got a few things missing, but that,
Like, no
that
plus
technically
bar.
means full, doesn't it?
So it is an early 180, but I've put all the late 180 stuff in it, like these fancy seats.
Can you get that light so you can maybe light some fancy in it, to be
Yeah, it's a
honest?
bit dark. The matching. Do you want me to?
Oh, there you go. Look at that. When you when you look this way, I see what you mean. There are a few things missing.
A couple.
They're probably all like $1,000 quid each.
Yeah.
Though, isn't they? It's not cheap to replace that kind of
The
stuff.
door handle's like £40.
Not like there's an E36 in the garden down the road.
You keeping a red then, trying to grip up.
Pick it up, Doc boys.
We're keeping it red. It's staying red. I need to find a nice shiny red for it, or a cherry red. I don't know.
Weasel works green, I reckon.
They look really good.
How
at
many
red.
have you had, Jack? How many S-Buds?
I think 5, but most of them I've broke for parts.
Jack's the cool one out of all of us.
Yeah, I've driven a few. They're really fun. They're really good cars, from my experience anyway. So I wanted to just live out my dream of having something mental.
When you say like you dream, like you build a car like this and you actually just like you're very happy to just have that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be unusable and silly and pointless, but it'll fill a little hole in here somewhere. Like, it'll do something for
Smile,
me.
mate.
Deck it off.
Again, OEM on the outside, so full standard kit, which looks pretty gnarly for a standard kit.
Yeah, they do look cool, man.
Yeah.
Like the hatch with the pop-ups.
Yeah, like the stuff on it's
Even
pretty
that
rad.
spoilers and OEM spoilers.
Yeah, it's full like normal kit, and it's like just sick. But yeah, I want to keep it standard on the outside, like nice fitment, like the Sylvia was, nothing crazy low, just usable, but you know, still try and keep a nice look to
So you
it.
can deck it off?
I might be bullied
Chinese?
into slamming it, we'll see.
So your handbag, dog. Where's she stitching that shot?
I am exhausted. We have this new little buddy here, Alfred, the shop dog.
His legs basically go down to your legs now. You'll be like,
Hold on.
man, what happens to the bolt?
Literally just start moving stuff. So you say you got an oil filter in here somewhere?
Has it got Japanese writing on it? I'm pretty sure I saw a VW stamp there.
Greddy.
Oh, I didn't know I had that.
Ka-ching!
There's many things I could be with this denim.
It's hit.
Yeah, I could.
He's got his service history on the door. You get that when
You
you buy
get the
the
garage to
car.
come round and stamp your wall.
Have you seen this stuff?
Wow, that's cool, man. That's why I got water in this
It's really
little,
nice.
mate.
Like when you're building your cars, you can properly feel like you're still outside in the forest. Seeing those people in the rainforest or something that make mud huts. That's what it's like. You're just like trotting around.
It reminds me of the horse shed.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Slightly.
Horse shed essence.
I'm pretty sure in Japan it's righty loosey, isn't it?
Take off round things.
I always thought that was for a derailleur on a bike. I'm pretty sure they have that, don't they?
They do have a chain whip, yeah. But it's amazing that that's right next to the bench. George was just using his hands. He puts his hands in the red toolbox here.
Got no hope of building this RP, mate. Can't even use a chain whip.
Doesn't
It's a bit of 10 minutes trying to get this filter off.
Second. It needs angle.
You ever seen a world's strongest weasel?
Already got oil.
Look at that.
That's how
From
you
nowhere,
clean.
he's just pulling out the brake and clutch.
It is. It's organised chaos. He won't lie.
Oh, we're empty.
It's there, isn't it? It's just in the same
It's
vicinity.
in the shot. It's just.
Next to the Christmas
It's where you need it.
Also, I see bits of metal pouring out.
Oh, really?
Like a tiny little flake I just saw come out of here. Yeah, you want to get me a rag so I don't get all your cool tools covered?
Cool tools.
Your cool tools covered in.
There's a rag right here, man.
Organised.
Can I use this?
Did you know that we were coming?
Yeah.
Just some knives and spoons next to
Knives
them.
and spoons, mate.
Still got rice on it as well.
What, you want me to put it in the bucket of oil?
Roy Berry, mate.
Who the f is Roy Berry?
Roy Berry, mate.
Is that literally just come from the name that's on the bottom of that carpet? Who's that guy who gets really angry in that No, he's in a Picasso and he's at the moped guy, Ronnie Pickering. That's the same sort of name. And who are you then?
Ronnie Pickering!
Oh,
Ronnie Pickering!
oh,
Ronnie Pickering!
Really oily and really slippery.
That's what oil does.
Big dog.
Oh, mate, everywhere.
hilarious.
Get in there.
Crude oil in there, mate.
I almost slipped my wrist like 3 times during that. That was so sketchy.
Oh, it comes out, yo.
Yeah.
It's out there.
Ta-da.
It doesn't look like it's been changed in a long time.
No. Oi!
It's very wrinkly.
We need to see on the inside if there's any metal in it.
On the inside.
Look at my filter and it's glistening.
That drip.
I'm covered in oil, mate.
Is that worth all the time and effort?
That took us so long.
Just to confirm what we already know.
Yeah, it was filled with metal. There is loads of shards in there.
Just interesting because that's one piece and that goes across the whole bottom of the block and holds the crank, whereas
Yeah.
on all the engines, which is not very many that we've dealt with so far, they've just been individual pieces.
Yeah. So one full girdle should supply more strength than having individual caps holding your crankshaft in.
Goodness,
How much is this worth?
Really, boy.
Couldn't tell you, mate. I don't know.
As much as a badger's cap. I always say common phrases with like a word or two's changed and it doesn't make any sense. We'll catch him next
The
time.
Georgianism.
Georgism, yeah.
When pigs start crawling, mate.
Yeah, hook us to the end in the crank. Jack won't take all the plastic wrapping off. Even because he spent 20 quid on cling film and he's
Another one.
so we can't even show you the engine, but Jack was talking about getting his crank machine, so we're going to force him to get the end of his crank out.
Product placement for Pepsi.
This is the oil pump drive, this sort of circular piece here, and you'll see the flat edge. So that flat edge is turning the oil pump. You might be able to work out that little darker patch of metal
Yeah, I
there.
can-
That's pretty much the only sort of bit of metal that's engaging the oil pump. There's not a very big surface area that turns the oil pump, which is why they tend to fail a lot. Limiter bashing is basically the cause of oil pump failure on these engines, so
And that's what you buy them for.
And that's going to be done.
it's going to happen. So I'm trying to prevent some damage from happening by getting a common crank collar machined onto it that has a much wider surface. Basically be double the width for that, and it will have full engagement on the pump. It may prevent something. Basically, the other option is to spend £1,000 on just the oil pump.
Right, that wasn't short and snappy at all. Gav, balls, mate.
Basically, yo, if we want to get the down to the earth, like layman's terms, we only got about like this much to make it go,
So we need
like
more.
power the whole oil thing.
Yeah, we got this much.
So he's going to machine it off and put a sleeve on there so you get like this much. They're going to prefer going this deep than this deep because
Weren't you
he's barely
playing
going to make any
RuneScape
there.
Oh yeah, mate,
keep in
don't
mind.
don't dare this RuneScape, mate. I'll DDS spec you.
Don't know what that means, but yeah.
Should take 2 to 3 weeks to be machined up and fixed. And as soon as that's back, I'll start slapping it together, basically.
I'm kind of excited.
You need a deadline.
Yeah, he's gonna have it in the car by
summer.
Christmas.
No, I want to drive it next summer. That's my
Alright, next
plan.
summer. I'm kind of excited. We're gonna come down here to this beautiful location. The amenities are incredible. We're gonna help Jack build this car on top of an old swimming pool, and then probably blow it up and crash it. Maybe.
Yeah.
I always see wildlife when I'm down here. I saw a deer just on your lane.
Yeah, man.
So David Attenborough Weaselworks edition coming up.
Ready.
Are you
Gritty goodness.
Ready goodness.
Are you ready for it?
Just JDM fanboy in my life.
So yeah, that's it.
Why?
We're in the shed. They're gonna help Jack build his Sbody. I'm pretty excited. It's gonna blow up, maybe, hopefully not, but
Probably.
it's not good when you gotta wrap things in cling film to stop them from rusting.
We're going to take a kick to the roots, and we're going to be in an old shed that's filled with water and rotten things. So keep your eyes peeled on the channel, because this car's going to get built very soon.
That's all, folks. That's all, folks.